Pretending The Force Awakens is anything more than a glib facsimile of A New Hope, the original Star Wars movie, is delusional. Glib facsimile. I own that. Ask anybody.
Did my poverty help my creativity? No.
Orson said, "No story has a happy ending unless you stop telling it before it's over."
What you are doing now is to working for success. Why? But you need to forget the big success. You need to have the pleasure to do it. In your first pictures you are doing, before Drive, you were not thinking too much in success.
No.
After Drive, you are thinking in success.
Yes.
This can change your creativity. You need to be careful.
Not think about success.
Quickly, I stepped out of the room and handed the projectionist Paramount's Future.
Every list of great films, many of them lead with Citizen Kane and say it's the finest film made. Do you agree?
No, certainly not.
That's
My next one is, though. That's
The first day that I directed a film was the first day I had ever been on a movie set.
And Orson said it's about a miserable prick. This is his swan song. It's about us.
One thing I think that helped me get over being a misfit, a school misfit, and that is that I became interested in photography about the same time, 12 or 13. And I think that if you get involved in any kind of problem solving in depth on almost anything, it's surprisingly similar to problem solving of anything.
I never studied. I never did anything. I hated it so much. I hated it like powerful hate. The only thing that was important is what happened outside of school. And that had huge impact on me. People and relationships, slow dancing parties, big love and dreams, dark, fantastic dreams. Incredible time.
La película debe ser tal como yo la sueño. The picture need to be exactly as I am dreaming the picture. It's a dream. Don't change my dream.
One thing about like film geeks is they have an intense love for film. Incredible love for film, incredible passion. They devote a lot of time, they devote a lot of money, and they devote a lot of their life to the following of film. But they don't really have that much to show for all this devotion, other than a movie poster collection or a still collection, all right? The one thing that they do have to definitely show for is they have their opinion.
I didn't know what a filmmaker was. I didn't know what a producer was or a director or anything. All I knew was I wanted to make film and whatever that entailed.
Nothing is so terrible as a pretentious movie. I mean, a movie that aspires for something really terrific and doesn't pull it off is shit, it's scum. And everyone will walk on it as such. And that's why poor filmmakers, in a way, that's their greatest horror, is to be pretentious. So here you are, on one hand, is trying to aspire to really do something. On the other hand, you're not allowed to be pretentious. Why don't you say, fuck it. I don't care if I'm pretentious or not pretentious, or if I've done it or I haven't done it. All I know is that I am going to see this movie.
Campbell believed the most heroic of all acts is the courage to discover who you are and what you would like to be, to slay the savage dragon of the ego, and to follow your bliss to the truth of your life. We taped these conversations at George Lucas's Skywalker Ranch in California over the last 2 summers of Campbell's life. Naturally, we began with his favorite subject, the hero with 1,000 faces.
Why the hero with 1,000 faces?
Well, because there is a certain typical hero sequence of actions, which can be detected in stories from all over the world and from many, many periods of history. And I think it's essentially, you might say, the one deed done by many, many different people.
Why are there so many stories of the hero or of heroes in mythology?
Well, because that's what's worth writing about. I mean, even in popular novel writing, you see, the main character is a hero or a heroine. That is to say, someone who has found or achieved or done something beyond the normal range of achievement and experience. A hero properly is someone who has given his life to something bigger than himself or other than himself.
Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
For Frodo.
So in all of these cultures, whatever the costume the hero might be wearing, what is the deed?
One is the physical deed, the hero who has performed a war act or a physical act of heroism, saving a life, that's a hero act. Giving himself, sacrificing himself to another. And the other kind is the spiritual hero who has learned or found a mode of experiencing the supernormal range of human spiritual life and then come back and communicated it. It's a cycle. It's a going and a return that the hero cycle represents.
The trial never ends. We wanted to see if you had the ability to expand your mind and your horizons. And for one brief moment, you did.
When I realized the paradox.
Exactly. For that one fraction of a second, you were open to options you had never considered. That is the exploration that awaits you. Not mapping stars and studying nebula, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence.
Q, what is it that you're trying to tell me?
You'll find out. In any case, I'll be watching.
For centuries, we've dreamed of gods, spirits, aliens, an intelligence beyond our own. I found them in here, like flowers in a wasteland.
It's great to be able to sit by myself and just be able to do this. It's like a real luxury, actually.
Actually, when I was a little younger, there was another journey I wanted to make. It was a religious one. I wanted to be a priest. However, I soon realized that my real vocation, my real calling, was the movies. I didn't really see a conflict between the church and the movies, the sacred and the profane. Obviously, there are major differences, but I could also see great similarities between a church and a movie house. Both are places for people to come together and share a common experience. And I believe there's a spirituality in films, even if it's not one which can supplant faith. I find that over the years, many films address themselves to the spiritual side of man's nature. From Griffith's film Intolerance, to John Ford's The Grapes of Wrath, to Hitchcock's Vertigo, to Kubrick's 2001, and so many more. It's as if movies answer an ancient quest for the common unconscious. They fulfill a spiritual need that people have to share a common memory.
Ed.
Yes?
Visions are worth fighting for. Why spend your life making someone else's dreams